Welcome to the course Japanese History and Society. This is module number 18 and the title is Shimabara Rebellion. The objective of this course and module is to introduce you to the very first Japanese experience to West and also towards Christianity. This module also displays a meticulous picture of foreign policy and also taxation policy, foreign trade, religious intolerance. This module highlights the condition of peasants and artisans, converts, women, and masterless samurai. Shimabara rebellion started in the year 1637 month of December, was against the then daimyo, supported by shogun at one side and converts and peasants on the other side. Daimyos meaning provincial head. Japan was actually during those days of 17th century mid period divided into 250 provinces. Each one was headed by a local provincial leader. In Japanese, the title of that leader is called daimyo, and shogun was the military head of the nation on behalf of the emperor, who conducted virtually military activities relating to the empire. Total size of the shogunate force was around 125,000 compared to the total size of the rebel forces, which was just between 27,000 to 37,000, including combatant and non-combatant categories. Reasons as to why the rebellion occurred is very interesting. Though the rebellion started out as a protest against the prevailing taxation policy, however, it was soon transformed into a religious mode. This is a very interesting shift or turn that we see in the protest itself or in the rebellion itself. Therefore, it is very ambiguous to categorize the causes either as economic or religious or even a good combination of both. How Japan had its experience with the West can be recounted by a few things. It was in the year 1542 or 1543 that Japan had its first Western contact in the form of Portuguese merchants and missionaries. This was actually followed by the Spanish in the year 1584 and then French 1593, and with Dutch in the 1600 and with the British in 1613. Actually, it was in terms of trade that Japan was drawn to these countries mentioned before, and it is interesting to note that what Japan exported or imported with these countries. So, Japan actually exported silver, copper, lacquerware, pottery to the West, and Western merchants brought velvet, woolen cloth, printed cotton, underwear, waterproof coat, silk fabric, soap, tobacco, potato, bread, sponge cake, clock, telescope lenses, eyeglass, gold, sugar, perfume, medical herbs, and apparel from China. See, all these products, items were available in China. Only that there was a necessary for a merchant class who were very proficient in it to go to China, procure them, bring it to Japan and supply to them. And even actually India and other Asian countries also possess some of these or most of these products, and they also were exported to Japan. With the introduction of firearms, it also actually increased the demand for imported lead and nitrate, meaning other than the consumable goods, other than the durable goods that the people needed at societal and living purposes, they also for war purposes, however small scale they were, or even dispute between the different territories, they used arms, and actually which had contained more demand for lead and nitrate. Christian endeavor in Japan can be seen primarily from the Buddhist beliefs and practices that were actually adopted by the Japanese society, including traders, peasants, samurai, daimyos, and even shogun. Saint Francis Xavier actually landed in Japan from Goa, that is in India, via Malacca Strait to spread the Christian faith in Japan in the very year 1549. Buddhism had been deeply rooted in Japanese society. So, Francis Xavier actually started spreading Christianity under the name of New Belief from India, as Buddhism, and he himself came from India. By the year 1569, there were nearly 15,000 converts to Christianity in Nagasaki. In 1578, first daimyo convert to Christianity occurred, and by the year 1581 and 82, it was estimated that there were about 150,000 Christians and 200 chapels throughout Japan. Missionary activities in conversion of Japanese natives into Christian faith was actually, though noticed and observed by the leadership, yet they actually largely remained inactive. Oda Nobunaga, the then shogun, also was not a religious deeply, but established friendship with Jesuit fathers for foreign trade, especially small arms and cannon, together with gunpowder and mastering of making of firearms. Initially, missionaries were welcomed by the ruling class and common people, and Kyushu, the entire Kyushu island, that is where actually Shimabara is located, was located, has now about 7 prefectures, that is Oita, Miyazaki, Kumamoto, Kagoshima, Nagasaki, then Saga. So, these are the areas in which actually Christianity first was introduced and became quite popular. So, missionaries were actually welcomed by the ruling class and also common people, and entire Kyushu became only the center of foreign trade and Christian endeavor. Oda Nobunaga's successor Hideyoshi also treated Jesuit and missionaries with friendship and respect. However, some people, mostly anti-Christian advisors, pointed a budding threat that Christianity posed in Japanese society, and why Japanese leadership and society should remain guarded well against the active conversion activities from the Christian missionaries. Nobunaga also realized that the influence and domination of foreign priests over their converts' loyalty to their new religion rather than their rulers. This difference notice actually spread into some kind of a hatred gradually between the convert Christians, how they aligned with the peasants and others and rebelled against the state. Christian faith believed that a devout must serve and obey a higher authority, that is God. A devout must choose duties of God in the conflict between duties of God and duties of master. So, here what the position of the master that was quite shaky. Following the pattern, some samurai abandoned their master and some children left their parents and in support of Christian faith, and these situations also became quite a threat to political stability as well. Now we look at how the successor governments or successful following leaders reacted to Christian missionary activities. Ieyasu Tokugawa. Ieyasu Tokugawa is the founder of Tokugawa dynasty, which subsequently ruled Japan for about 250 years, from exactly 1602 to 1862. And after Hideyoshi, Ieyasu in the beginning accepted more tolerant attitude, but soon the same reason also was responsible why he adopted anti-Christian position. In the year 1614, Tokugawa Ieyasu by a decree totally banned the religion and directed that all must follow their beliefs in Buddhist sects only. Missionaries were ordered to leave Japan, and all churches were, most of the churches were demolished. By that time, there were about 300,000 to 700,000 Christians all over Japan. A diplomat by name Adam was only a contact to outer world and Japan. Ieyasu's successor was Hidetada, who repeated the decree that all missionaries must quit Japan as soon as possible. In the year 1620, he imposed rigorous travel restrictions on the missionaries' leaders. Kyushu daimyo became wealthy, powerful and independent. Hence, Hidetada ruthlessly was a strike to those areas. He ordered publicly to burn the 55 Christians in Nagasaki, including women and children, in the year 1622. This was one of the most treacherous acts that the Japanese provincial leader carried out through a decree in ordering the massacre of Christian believers in Nagasaki. Tokugawa Ieyasu was succeeded in the year 1623 by Iemitsu, and he was more ruthless and forced Christianity and Christians to become apostle by force and torture during 1614 to 1640, and there were about 6,000 Christians executed. This was a very large number of foreign believers who were executed in Japan till today. Due to the Spanish conspiracy and intervention, he ordered forbidding any Japanese to leave or return to Japan, and any Japanese residing abroad who attempted to return, and also anyone who was trying to leave Japan, were to be executed. This was a very harsh order even on the Japanese themselves. This prohibition also applied to the Japanese ships. So it means that thousands of Japanese living in other countries were banned from even returning to Japan, to their own inherent land, and mercantile fleet were also left to not at the port of the place. And following year, that is the next year, he also banned Christianity in all respects and ordered all the Japanese to face death penalty whoever failed to reject the external belief, that is Christian beliefs. Now we can take a look at the uprising in Shimabara. Shimabara Peninsula actually was dominated by Arima clan, who accepted Christian belief, and also locals converted into Christianity. Shimabara became a center of Christian activity therefore. Due to anti-Christian policies adopted by the then shoguns, Arima got defeated in the Battle of Sekigahara, that is the year 1600, and were replaced by Matsukura Shigemasa in the year 1614. However, Christians mostly settled in Shimabara and nearby Amakusa Islands. New Lord Matsukura wanted a high position in Tokugawa shogunate and wanted to construct one castle in each province for security reasons and political stability. He actually invested and involved himself in big construction projects of regional importance in the nearby region, as well as building and expansion of Edo Castle. For this construction work, he imposed additional heavy tax on his own people. He was not only collecting taxes brutally, but also ordered peasants to perform labor work for his soldiers. Family members and also people who failed to pay taxes were punished and plunged into icy water and sometimes seized and stripped. At the same time, Matsukura clan actually depressed Christians as well, very severely, publicly, openly. Shigemasa's heir, Katsuie, continued the suppressive and exploitative policies of tax and its collection measures till 1638. Affiliation of the Christian believers in Arima clan, and due to the suppression of Christianity by then shogun, converts and other sympathizers mostly concentrated in Shimabara Peninsula. With over taxation and famine, peasants, fishermen, craftsmen, merchants, and ronin actually are the masterless samurai. They began together to meet secretly and plot for uprising, and which broke out actually in December of 1637. In the first instance, a local daikon, that is the tax official, was assassinated by the rebel group, and at the same time others rebels in adjacent Amakusa Islands. In Amakusa Island, rebels chose a 16-year-old Catholic leader, that is Amakusa Shiro, as their leader. A number of masterless samurai supported them with military leadership. Soon, the entire area joined in the uprising, especially those Christians who renounced their religion outwardly but remained Christian at heart. This picture is actually the statue of Amakusa Shiro at Shimabara Castle. Even now it stands to one's watch. Primarily, the uprising started against over taxation, but soon converts joined the uprising and made it very religious also. So it was both an economic and a religious problem that became entwined, resolution of which rather became very difficult. Rebellion forces were not only against the then lords and also shogun, but also against Buddhism, Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist symbols. This can be reflected in one act by rebellion forces. When Amakusa rebels were defeated, they went to Shimabara and joined the insurgents there. Rebel forces firstly barricaded Tomioka and Hondo castles, but before the fall of these castles, armies from neighboring domain forced rebellion to evacuation. Evacuated rebellion forces crossed the Ariake Sea and gathered in Matsukura Katsuye's Shimabara castle, but were again repelled. Lastly, they gathered in Hara castle that was abandoned by Arima clan. Rebel forces also got weapons and ammunition from Matsukura clan's storehouses and warehouses. Under the command of Tokugawa shogunate, allied army were Itakura Shigemasa as commander-in-chief began the blockade of Hara castle. The shogunate forces also seeking help from the Dutch, who first gave them gunpowder and then cannon. Dutch forces also sent one ship with request of allied armies without any big success to credit and losing 2 soldiers. Dutch ship withdrew following disrespectful message sent by the rebel forces. Rebel forces actually announced in the following words: "Are there no longer any courageous soldiers remaining to do the combat with us? And were not they ashamed really to have called in the assistance of foreigners against our own Slam contingent?" The shogunate forces and the rebels were fighting in drastic winter conditions. At first instance, rebel forces gained minor victory, but they were running out of food and also gunpowder and cannonballs. Rebel forces knew that after uprising there were no tumbling back, no turning back even, and they had no choice but to fight till death, because shogunate forces would show no mercy at all. By March 1638, shogunate forces assembled nearly about 125,000 troops against between 27 and 30,000 of the rebel forces, including combatant and non-combatant, also including women and children. In April 1638, shogunate forces captured the outer defense of Hara castle. Due to running short of ammunition, rebel forces attempted throwing their cooking pots at their attackers. On 15th April 1638, shogunate forces finally captured Hara castle. During the rebellion, it is very interesting to take note of how the forces compared and remained divided. Actually, the forces present at Shimabara Peninsula then. Tokugawa shogunate forces commander was Itakura Shigemasa. He had 800 men. Tokugawa shogunate forces comprised of commanders. Commander, of course, was Itakura Shigemasa, who had at his command 800 men. Then Matsudaira 1500 men, and also vice commander actually was Ujikane. He had 2500 men. And rebel forces, actually the commander was Amakusa Shiro, and combatants were over 14,000. Non-combatants were over 12,000. And together it comprised of about 27,000, and other drawn forces put together, it never exceeded 37,000. And you can actually know how these overall forces were commanded and contributed by different places. The following table gives you a clear picture of allied forces under shogunate command. When we talk of rebellion and all the details and forces divided and reasons responsible for the rebellion, it is also important to take note of what's the outcome of the rebellion. After the rebellion, actually, shogunate forces butchered all individuals in Hara castle, including combatants, sympathizers, women and children as well. About 37,000 rebellions got murdered, with loss of about 12,000 shogunate forces. The entire complex of Hara castle was nothing but buried, and buried together with all the dead bodies. Land of Arima clan and Amakusa were divided among the various lords. The lords of Nagato, Arima and Shimabara were also found guilty for the uprising and were beheaded. Amakusa Shiro was actually beheaded, and his head was taken to Nagasaki for public display and parade. Clans which provided military assistance were also executed. Matsukura Katsuie was forced to commit harakiri. Harakiri is a Japanese practice of committing suicide by virtually cutting the throat in order to release the soul to eternity. And this is actually called in English, rough translation, honorable suicide. This in those days were called seppuku in Japanese. Shimabara was the last massive scale armed conflict in Japanese history till the Meiji Restoration that occurred actually in the year 1868. Aftermath of the rebellion, the shogunate suspected that Christian missionaries and Catholics had been involved in uprising against the allied forces. Thus, already existing ban on Christianity was rigorously enforced, and all missionaries, Western Catholics, converts, mixed racial parentage were either butchered or ordered to get out of Japan. Thus, only the Dutch were allowed to trade because they contributed to Japanese dominance in East Asia. Koreans and Chinese were also allowed, limiting only to minor trade. Continuing to take note of the outcome of the rebellion and impact of the rebellion, as a result of massacre, the population of Shimabara Peninsula was entirely eliminated, and immigrants were brought from other parts of Japan for cultivation and other menial work. Shimabara Peninsula possessed a mix of dialects due to the mass immigration from all over Japan. Certain unique customs had been introduced. Buddhism was strongly implemented in these areas. Due to the seclusion policy, Japan remained closed for the rest of the world till Commodore Perry arrived in the year 1853. Japan was virtually cut off from the great scientific, technological, industrial development and innovations that were going on in the West, and Japan really was least impacted by this until the country was opened after Meiji Restoration was initiated. In this period, Christianity had been actually rooted out. However, number of hidden Christians survived, and when religious freedom was restored in the 19th century, a number of Christian families came out from the hiding and in the area and around Nagasaki. This is how we can recount the impact of Shimabara rebellion. Thank you very much.